Welcome everyone to today's webinar. This webinar, Global Information Management Overview, is the first of a 7-part series of webinars featuring SDL.com. I'm Jenny Forsay and I'll be your moderator today. As we're waiting for a few more attendees to join, I'd like to go over a couple housekeeping items. The presentation portion of this webinar will last about 45 minutes. All of your lines have been placed on mute, so if you have a question, please use the Q&A feature on the right-hand side of your screen. The Q&A session will follow the presentation portion, so we can respond to your questions then. We are recording this session, and you will be notified by email when it is available for download. Your presenters today are Paul Hampton, Product Marketing Director at SDL, and Andrew Thomas, GIM Evangelist of SDL. I will now pass it on to Paul Hampton to begin his presentation. Paul?
Thank you, Jenny. Welcome, everybody. As Jenny said, this is the first in a series, and today's presentation is going to give an introduction to global information management. First slide here really looks at SDL and sort of covers our mission statement, and I've included it to sort of talk about what SDL do as a company. SDL help companies support their global business. Language is important when you're launching new products and new services into regions around the world. And language is very important in ensuring those products' success. And SDL provide a combination of both software and services to help deliver content, information into multiple languages. And we call that global information management. But global information management isn't purely a product. It is a strategy. It's about how you approach taking your product and making it global. And global information management was really three things. It's a combination of technology, the people involved in making that the information available in multiple languages, and also something to manage that process of how you connect it all together. So why is it important? I think in today's market, everybody is looking at trading on a global basis. Possibly the internet has made it easier. Any company of any size can now reach a global audience and sell and transact anywhere in the world. Free trade agreements have reduced a lot of the barriers associated with supporting and transacting in multiple regions around the world. So a lot of companies are looking at expanding their reach and selling to customers in multiple regions, in multiple countries. For many companies, they may find that their local market is actually saturated. So it could be that within Europe there is no room to grow, and companies are now starting to focus on the emerging or the frontier markets, countries like India and China. And again, language is going to be important in allowing you to support those countries. I also think that the internet has changed people's approach. Possibly 20, 15 years ago, it may be acceptable to have a phased approach to launching a new product. Possibly I launch a new camera, a new TV, a new PC in my local region in the US, and I'll support it in English. And then over time, I'll add more languages and roll that product out to more and more regions. So I'll add a French version, a German version, etc. But I think the birth of the internet has actually made the world smaller and has changed the perception. And now people want it available on day one in their own language. And companies are now reluctant to launch a new product into their local region and not support the multiple regions and multiple countries, because they know that if they do that, they're going to reduce their success. And as soon as I launch a new camera or a new printer, I also think that 2 years perhaps. But now product life cycles are much, much shorter, it's life of 6 months, and therefore reducing it or having an effect on being able to support it in all the regions, with life of 6 months.